Ever tied a rope around your black clouds, directly above you. Think God was sending you a torch message, but have you found God that is running the forbearance? Have you stood upon a great precipice? It happened to you. Nothing to take hold of. Hell is deeply from you. The flames gather and flash about you, and would fain lay hold on you and swallow you up.
Here we go again. Thinking, delusional, creating. He's writing a poem about a couch.
He can't think with all your yammering.
You're his favorite. I'm softer.
Hardly!
I am.
Not on the inside.
There, it counts.
I'm hungry.
You left a pile of pellets just outside the door.
Unlike you, I don't eat my own poop.
Since when?
Since I got refined.
When was this?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
I'm in the mood for some corn, Poppy.
Wrong season.
I know. That's why I want it so bad.
You know, there's a whole garden of human food suitable for your proclivities just outside the door.
Evil!
It's a worthwhile task.
Evil.
Writing away as usual.
Ah, Mary, good afternoon. I've been trying to write, but found nothing but blocks in my way.
I'm making your favorite dinner.
Pie and mash?
Meatloaf and cornbread.
One must keep their energy up.
Buttons?
Seeds.
They look like wooden buttons.
Seeds.
What kind of seeds?
Tree seeds.
Is it a secret?
Why are you so curious?
What kind of tree?
Strychnine nux vomica.
That clears it up.
It's from the strychnine tree.
Why do you have these?
Medicinal purposes.
Strychnine kills rats.
And other things. It's part of my collection of nature's terrors. Like my black headsbane, my belladonna, my devil's snare. It's an interest.
What are you trying to write?
Something about the garden and the sofa.
I saw one on a hike once. It was disgusting.
The garden and sofa of good and evil.
Book or movie?
It's difficult to explain. I don't have the words.
Maybe you should try something else.
As St. Francis said, he who works with his hand, his head, and his heart is an artist.
I don't know how you can sit out here. It's so hot and sweaty.
I'm a condemned man. I'm a good man. Right?
Of course.
I was always happy about the accident. Shh, don't tell. I was a bad boy, evil. True evil.
Which accident?
Oh, no, you mustn't tell. You and I, we live. Mary, my two Marys. What?
Is that a flea? Oh, I hate fleas. Shiny bloodsuckers.
I don't have fleas.
No, of course not. I'm gonna go take a shower. Dinner will be ready soon, so come get cleaned up.
We should go on a picnic.
We should.
I remember us talking about going on a picnic and walking in the winter wood.
That was a long time ago. There's no winter here.
I didn't know you then.
I feel like I've known you all my life.
Seems like it. I was tormented then. Remember the red line?
I'm not sure.
The mark. Here. I remember thinking it was a sign from God reminding me that I should die.
Oh, you have a new plant.
Plants inspire me.
That's sweet.
Do you have any knitting needles?
Taking up knitting?
Yes. Well, I was thinking about writing something about
Knitting.
knitting needles.
I'll go get some for you, and by the time I come back, you'll have finished your meal and I'll take the plate.
Cooper.
Go away.
You belong in hell.
Not my time.
Your foot shall slide in due time.
Why have you come?
To take out the garbage. Flush the toilet. You are suspended above the pit by a single spider's thread that God himself holds between just 2 fingers. And God is not in the least bound by any promise to hold you up one moment. The devil is waiting for you. Hell is gaping for you. The flames gather and flash about you and would fain lay hold on you and swallow you up. The fire pent up in your own heart is struggling to break out, and you have no interest in any mediator. There are no means within reach that can be any security to you. In short, you have no refuge, nothing to take hold of. All that preserves you every moment is the mere arbitrary will, an uncovenanted, unobliged forbearance of an incensed God. Have you stood upon a great precipice?
I have to write.
Have you?
Yes.
Ever tied a rope around your neck?
The mark.
That red necklace.
I must have.
And what do you want to knit, William Cooper? A deal, perhaps?
Yes, but not yet.
You have something in your mind.
I'm not right for this world.
There are black clouds of God's wrath now hanging directly above your head, full of the dreadful storm.
Not again.
Poor thing.
You have to stop encouraging him.
He'll hear you.
He can't hear with the stupid basket, remember?
He says that.
His mind is
I
so...
don't encourage him.
in so many ways.
Well, what harm is it?
Cooper tried to kill himself 3 times. Have you ever asked him about his collection of nature's terrors?
No, I don't know what that is.
These are strychnine seeds. Lethal if consumed. The same goes for a whole collection of deadly plants he has scattered here and there around the yard.
I hadn't noticed.
Open your eyes!
We're not supposed to argue with them about their delusions.
Do you want to live your life as his widowed lover? Because I refuse to be some prissy preacher's wife.
We should take it off.
What trifles tease me now? They swarm like summer flies. With everything I do, they swim before my eyes.
From one of Cooper's hymns.
Let's take it off. I'm taking it.
My Redeemer,
How are you feeling?
you're such an inspiration.
Have you been writing?
John was just here. We were talking about
Sure it was John.
Oh, look, your flowers are here.
the dance with me.
Not right now. Later.
It's late.
Tell John I'm working. Tell him that I'll have something for him in the morning.
I will.
Tell him. I know he's in such a rush. Tell him I'll have something for him in the morning.
I'm sure he won't mind. Good things come to those who wait.
Tell him that. Good things come to
We're
those
going.
The time is out, a joint accursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right.
You again.
What are you waiting for?
Have 2 Marys.
First you sing about being the world's greatest sinner, and now you imagine you have 2 women captured in your great romantic web.
If I'm so ordinary, why are you still here?
You have a job to do.
Write hymns. I know.
You know what you have to do.
Yes.
Hell grows impatient.
I've asked for the needles.
Ah, the needles.
Let's talk about the deal. I'd like to talk about my deal.
You have demands.
There's no deal without me getting something in return.
There is suffering in the great wide world. There are millions of people living with disease, war, famine, poverty, grief, loneliness, and none of them are aware that you even exist.
And I am unaware of them.
This is why you're going to hell.
No. God is why I'm going to hell. He's known that since before the beginning.
He decided your eternal fate before he created all that is. What are your demands?
For ridding the world and our Lord of a great sinner like myself, I will plunge the needle into my heart.
12 times.
12 times.
One for each of the apostles. And besides, you might miss.
That's not how deals work. I could sign it in my own blood. I've seen it before in a story.
I'm going to ask you some questions that might seem strange to you, but I want you to answer them as best as you can.
Fine.
What is your name?
What?
Will you answer?
William Cooper.
And what is your profession, William Cooper?
Poet. I write hymns with my friend Reverend John Newton. You know this. What's this all about?
Remember screaming at us when we weren't perfect? How it would embarrass you when we would fall asleep to your long-winded sermons. How we couldn't act like the other children because we were also called to serve God. Remember your Sunday afternoon naps to the droning of sportscasters? The eating, but never cooking or cleaning. The sleeping, but never sharing any of the housework. Remember when I was a little girl? A trusting little girl who loved her daddy. Remember what happened in our room in the dark when my sister was asleep in her bed across the room. Remember your crying prayers where you'd offer at church, you'd lay your heart out bare to God, but really it was tears and wailing of guilt and fear. We all knew why you cried.
What are you doing?
And then the little sister came along. Too young at first, but not for long. No, she had to have night visits too. Remember the crying? Sorry. Daddy's bad. He can't do these bad things. He shouldn't do these bad things, but you can't tell. Can't ever tell. The devil will come and take you if you tell. Daddy knows he's seen him and he's a big scary monster and he comes for little girls that tell.
Stop it.
And the two sisters weren't enough, were they?
Please stop. You're hurting him.
Now comes the little church girl. All alone. Waiting for her mommy to come pick her up after Bible school.
Please stop. He's sick.
I'm sick of him hiding behind this. Whatever this is. The poet thing, the fake British accent. We can't go on like this.
Mom would have wanted us to take care of him.
Mom is as much to blame as he is.
She's not. She was weak.
She knew. We've been over this. You know how I feel about it. I know that you want to live in your delusions just like him.
That's not fair.
Do you ever stop to look at yourself?
What do you mean?
Look at yourself. Look at where you are in your life and think about where you should be, where you could be, if not for him.
All the time.
Do something about it.
Easy for you to say. You come in here every year or two for a day or so and then leave off again and I'm left here and you ask how long are we going to keep doing this? I do this. Every single day, I do this. We don't do this. I do this.
You know I can't stay here.
And so I have to.
I remember when you were a little girl. I'd take you for walks in the woods.
I remember.
Probably remember me telling you.
No, I remember. I've walked around since then too.
You were so sweet. You loved everything, even bugs.
I don't like bugs anymore.
You used to curl up like a dying bug when you were scared.
I remember more than you think.
Maybe.
I do.
I hope you're able to forget some things too.
Same as you. Probably.
Mom used to scold me for getting you dirty
She was a clean freak.
in her own world.
Maybe she needed an escape.
She left him. You. Me, everybody.
That wasn't out of guilt, that was depression.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
I've hated him since he started with you. Hated myself for letting him. Hated Mom for sticking her head in the sand, for worrying about what the church would think.
Those old ladies were constantly in everybody's business.
And then little Angela.
That was years ago. She's fine. I haven't heard from her in years.
And now this. What caused this? When did this start?
2 years now, isn't it?
What's the story there?
I'm not sure. Well, there was the whole court thing.
Maybe.
He called and said he retired and he sold everything. He needed help. Could I come? And so... And this is how it's been.
And we never really talk about it.
Look at him.
We should talk about us more.
I don't need to.
I think that you do.
I don't want to. I don't think I can. It's not your fault.
No, it's his fault. But nobody made him stop. Everybody kept quiet.
Nobody knew.
Judge not the Lord by feeble sense, but trust him for his grace. Behind a frowning providence, he hides a smiling face. God of mercy, God of grace, give us eyes to see your smiling face within the mystery, within the mystery. God of mercy, God of grace, give us eyes to see, eyes that see your smiling face within the mystery, within the mystery.
Can I ask you something about that song?
Yes.
I love it, but I had always wondered about the line, behind a frowning providence, he hides a smiling face.
Is it too unwieldy?
Why does God hide his smiling face behind a terrible frown?
To remind us that the torment of sin sends us to hell, and that is why we do good, isn't it?
Is it?
The frown is to remind us that sin is what we were born into, and it is through sin that we are condemned to hellfire, until it is washed away.
It scared me when I was little.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Is that what you see when you look at God? The frown?
I deserve his frown. I'll see it forevermore.
Is that why you tried to take your life?
Yes, we have a deal.
Remind me.
Not you and I, me and God.
How many times have you tried to take your life?
Twice by the rope, once by the needle, once by the dagger if you can count it, and once by pulling the long gun from the bush.
Why so many?
I'm not very good at it. Maybe it was all the bullying in school. The death of my cousin Theodora. father not allowing us to marry, my expulsion from the House of Lords. That landed me in Dr. Colchin's madhouse.
None of this...
Oh, and there was the brick that almost laid me out flat. That was God saying, hurry up and do it, or I'll do it for you.
And you remember all of this happening to you?
Like yesterday. God wants me dead. We have a deal. Do it myself, and I'll get special treatment. Logical, isn't it? If you're going to go to hell anyway, might as well get a deal for special treatment. God does that, you know. Makes deals. He did that for your husband. Saved him from that shipwreck, so you can go and spread the gospel.
Why are you so sure that you'll go to hell?
Lust. Like a lawless, relenting flood, impregnated with ooze and mud.
I want to talk about my father.
Oh, I remember him. He was a good man, a lot like my father.
You remember him?
Yes, very well. He was well respected by everyone, a pillar of the community.
My earliest memory of him was behind the pulpit, his voice booming around the room for everyone to hear. Even as a child, it was so strange to me that all these people cared about what he had to say. And it was strange to share my father with so many people. The man up there, in that special place with all those people silent before him, was the same one who poured milk in a glass for me, patted me on the head, tucked me into bed. I loved him and respected him as much as any child understands respect and love. I remember his arms being big tree trunks and his hands being pillows. He would hold me when I got hurt. I had a doll, a birthday gift. She was so beautiful. I wanted to be her. Not so much because she was beautiful, but more because she was never sad. She never felt anything. She always wore the same pleasant expression. Her eyes were always open, but she never saw anything bad. Nobody ever made her do things that she didn't want to do. My father wasn't all good. He would say pretty words in church, but ugly words at home. He loved the whole world at church, but at home he hated anybody who looked different or talked different. It was so confusing to me. I couldn't reconcile my father, the Baptist preacher, with my father, the racist. And I never found a way to put together my father, the parent, with my father, the abuser. I love my father. I remember a father.
I remember him as a good man. remember a fine, good man.
Lust, like a lawless, headstrong flood, impregnated with ooze and mud. Me howling winds drive devious, tempest-tossed, sails ripped, seams opening wide, and compass lost. And day by day, some current's thwarting force sets us more distant for a prosperous course. No voice divine the storm allayed, no light propitious shone. When set from all effectual aid, we perished, each alone. But I beneath the rougher sea, and whelmed in deeper gulfs than he.
Now hast thou but one bare hour to live, and then thou must be damned perpetually.
Here we are in your little room, just up the bank from a river, full of muck and ooze, of runoff, of sewage, of things living and dead. You've used that river to talk about the uncontrollable force of your lust. You've compared its floods to your need to have the thing you want. Here we are, just down the river from what was once your church. Here we are in the swamp and all that comes with it. Here you are being stretched in torment. torture for your actions. Here I am thinking about crime and punishment. Does the punishment ever fit the crime in the eyes of the victim? I'll never know your fitting punishment. I guess I'll leave that up to God or to the devil, as the case may be. When you're on thin land, surrounded by water, you feel connected to the world around you, like you could hop in a little boat and go anywhere.
In a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. He plants his footsteps in the sea and rides upon the storm. And hides his smiling face, hides his smiling face. you.